Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really powerful idea from author Fahmi that might just change how you think about success. It's all about moving past personal goals and building something much, much bigger. So let me ask you this. Have you ever worked incredibly hard for something? Maybe a promotion or a personal milestone? You finally get there, and then nothing? Or at least, not the lasting fulfillment you expected. It's this strange, hollow feeling, right? That little voice that asks, is this it? Well, that paradox is exactly what we're digging into today. This feeling, it has a name. We can call it the self-help trap. It's this endless treadmill of setting a goal, hitting it, and then immediately needing another one to feel like you're moving forward. It's the belief that the next thing will finally be the thing. But as a lot of us find out the hard way, it rarely works like that. And here's the fundamental idea that snaps us out of that cycle. You just can't build something lasting out there in the world, a business, a legacy, real change, if your inner world is only focused on yourself. The author, Fahmi, argues that before you can build an empire, you have to completely reconstruct the why behind your own motivation. Okay, so if the self-help trap is the problem, what's the solution? Well, this is where Fahmi's book, Let's Build It Together, comes in. He proposes a really radical shift in perspective. He calls this idea building the earth. In Arabic, the term is islah, which means to reform or to make things better. And the philosophy is simple but profound. Our real purpose isn't just about collecting personal achievements. It's about extending our energy outward to actually improve society and leave behind something meaningful. But, and this is absolutely crucial, this isn't about being a selfless martyr. Bassam makes it crystal clear. You can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot give from a place of scarcity. So, building yourself up becomes the essential first step. It's the foundation you need before you can even think about building the world. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Bassam's philosophy isn't just a nice idea. It actually connects directly to a hidden, often overlooked part of modern psychology. Think of it as the missing piece of one of the most famous psychological models ever. You've all seen this, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We're taught that you climb the pyramid from basic needs all the way up to the top, which is self-actualization, becoming the best possible version of yourself. The entire self-help industry is basically built on this one idea. But what if that's not the real peak? See, late in his career, Abraham Maslow himself looked at his work and had a revelation. He realized his own theory was incomplete. There was another level, something even higher. He called it Self-Transcendence. He added this new final stage above self-actualization. And it's all about the fundamental human need to connect to and serve something bigger than yourself, a cause, a community, a higher purpose. This is the real pinnacle of human motivation. And this is the aha moment. This is the core connection. Fahmi Bassam's Building the Earth is the practical, real-world application of Maslow's self-transcendence. Think about it. Self-actualization is about forging the sharpest sword possible. Self-transcendence is about choosing a battle worthy of that sword. One is about becoming your best self. The other is about using your best self for a greater good. And that leads us to this powerful truth. The paradox is that you only truly find your greatest personal strength when you stop making yourself the sole focus of everything you do. Strength isn't found by looking further inward, but by directing your energy outward. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. The source material doesn't just leave us with a philosophy, it lays out a clear roadmap. It breaks down into a really clear 3-step path that takes us from just understanding this idea to actually living it. First up, the equation of greater benefit. This is about finding that perfect win-win. You move away from goals that are purely selfish, but you also avoid goals that are so selfless they lead to burnout. You're looking for that sweet spot where your work sustains you, financially and emotionally, while solving a real problem for other people. Step 2 is all about reframing personal development. You're not just learning a new skill to get a raise. You're building your own tool belt. Every skill, every bit of resilience you develop is a tool you'll need for your larger mission of building the earth. Your growth now has a purpose beyond just yourself. And finally, step 3, choose your battle. I love this reframe of passion. Passion isn't just what makes you happy. True, lasting passion is found in the struggle you're willing to endure. It's about finding a problem you care about so much that the hard work, the setbacks, the pain, it all becomes meaningful. So, what's the big takeaway here? The formula is actually pretty clear. You start by building yourself, but not for vanity, not for ego. You build yourself to gain the strength, the skills, and the capacity to then turn around and build the world. And that really leaves us with one final, very personal question. Once you've done the work to become the person who can make a difference, what difference will you make? What corner of the world will you choose to build?